everyone, welcome. Welcome to be home in our Tuesday morning yoga taster session. Are you all right? Week 11 of lockdown. I know a few of you are back at work now, so you'll be doing this on catch up. So today in our yoga practice we'll be building up to a pose called Rockstar. So there's going to be a few side planks in there today. We might even throw in a wild thing at the end. Remember we worked on that a couple of weeks ago. As always, work within your own capabilities, so not all poses suit everybody, so if I'm doing something that doesn't suit you today, just don't do it, listen to your body. Okay, shall we start? Enjoy the practice, everyone. We are going to start today in an extended child's pose. So if you come towards the back of your mat, big toes touching, and take the knees a comfortable distance apart, and just slide the hands away. Keep the elbows soft and relax your forehead down towards the mat. So a nice, easy, restorative version of the pose. And close your eyes. Just take a few moments here to settle into your practice. So it's your opportunity to tune into your body, to tune into your breath, and to let your mind settle, let your mind calm. Breathing in and out through the nose. Nice full, deep breaths. In a little stretch into the pose now. So if you come onto your fingertips and creep the fingers away, so keeping the forehead in contact with the mat, creep them as far away as you can so you get that nice stretch, and just pause here. Really encouraging your bottom down towards the heels as you do so. So you get this lovely stretch in the arms, the shoulders, the back. Let's take it into a side stretch. So take the left arm over to the left side and take the right hand over to the left side as well. And just shift your head over to the left. So you should be getting a nice stretch down the right side of the body. And try to encourage this right sitting bone down to your right heel as well. Let's take that to the other side. So sweep the arms over to the right, shift the head across as well. Making that C shape with your body to stretch the left side. Couple of nice big breaths. And release. Come into the centre. We're going to come up to seated now. We're going to take mermaid pose in a twist and then a side stretch. So from seated, if you sweep your legs around to the right, we're going to take the hands over to the left, nice and upright with the spine, and let's just gently turn to the left. So you're glancing over this left shoulder. Release the twist. Let's take that left hand out to the side. So you've got a decent gap here between body and hand. And we're going to take right hand up towards the ceiling, then reach across. Starting to get this nice stretch right side of body. How does it feel now to push into the mat and lift the hips? And let's straighten that right leg. So you've got this really lovely stretch all the way down the right side of the body. Maybe start to turn the gaze and the chest towards the ceiling. And you're travelling all the way to fingertips. Really stretch it out. Fabulous. Okay, let's release. Shall we do that opposite side? Sweeping the legs round to the left. Hands to the right, breathing in, upright. Breathing out, twist to the right. Glancing over your right shoulder. Release the twist, take it into the side stretch. Right hand comes out to the side. Let's take a breath in, reach up left. Reaching across, let's lift the hips. And stretch that left leg. Starting to turn the heart up towards the sky. And stretch it out. 2 more breaths. now to an all fours position. Just an easy all fours, a couple of wrist drills. We did some of these, 2 of them last week. So just pointing the fingertips towards the top of your mat. Gently transferring the weight from one hand to the next. Let's turn the hands outwards. Walking the hands round. Nice. And then walk them inwards. And then walk them back round so the fingertips are pointing towards the top of your mats. So back to this all fours position. We're going to take the right hand now and gently push into the top of the hand, trying to have a nice straight arm, just applying gentle pressure there. And release. Let's do the same left side, just pushing into the top of the hand, trying to get that arm straight. And release, just sitting back on your heels, a few wrist rotations, maybe shake it out. Are we all feeling good? Alright, okay, we're going to come back to all fours, back to our tabletop. Set the pose, we're coming into sunbird pose, so you want to feel nice and steady and strong. Your knees underneath the hips, wrists underneath the shoulders. Apply your hand locks, so spreading fingers, pushing fingertips and tips of thumb into the mat. Engage the core, pull up pelvic floor, draw the belly button towards the spine. Let's take the right leg back. Really pushing into the ball of the foot and sucking the thigh muscles up to the thigh bone. We're going to reach forward with the left hand, taking the gaze to that left thumb. Let's come into the balance. Stretch it out from left fingertips to right heel. We're going to connect this pose now to our breath. So it's a breath in here. As you breathe out, draw your elbow and your knee into the centre. And then breathe in to lengthen. Do that a couple more times. Breath out to draw it in. Breath in to lengthen. Let's go one more time. Keep the length, so keep stretching from left hand to right foot. We're going to return that left hand underneath the shoulder. Keeping right leg straight. Let's pop that foot back down onto the mat. We're going to take the left one back to join it to come into full plank, tilting the pelvis towards the navel, lengthening from tailbone to crown of head. For 3, for 2, for 1. Left leg stays where it is. We're releasing the right knee underneath the hip. Sunbird pose, opposite side. Let's raise that right hand, gaze towards thumb. Come into the balance. Stretch it out. Find your breath. Now let's link the pose to breath. So next out breath, your elbow and knee into the centre. Your next in breath, lengthening. 2 more times. And breathing out. And in, pause here. Let's release that right hand back down to the mat. Release the left leg back down, keeping it straight. Leg muscles engaged. Let's take the right leg back to join the left full plank pose. One more breath here. Ooh. And then release the knees. Let's take a child's pose to release the wrists, release the shoulders. How are we feeling? Maybe a couple of shoulder rotations here. And we'll stretch the shoulders out in a nice heart-centered pose, I think. So from this position, with bottom back on the heels, stretch the hands away. If you prefer, you can keep it here in extended child's pose, or for a stronger, juicier stretch, if you lift the hips, stretch the hands forwards, and either rest on your forehead or rest on your chin, and sink into the pose. 2 more breaths here. And then push into the hands. We're going to reset our tabletop position. And let's turn the toes. We're going to take the bottom back towards the heels. We're coming into downward facing dog, but a slightly different way to what we've practiced previous weeks. So apply your hand blocks. Really push your fingertips and your thumbs into the mat. And if you push in enough, can you lift your knees? Let's just try that a couple of times. Sort of rocking backwards and forwards. From here, we're going to lift it all the way up to downward facing dog. So really grip into the mat with your hands, push into the mat, lift the knees, and then start to take the bottom up, take the bottom back. You're pushing your chest towards your thighs. Keep that bend in your legs. Let's walk it out. So one leg straightens, the other leg bends, as we pedal the heels up and down. Ooh, maybe shake out the head if you've got a bit of tension in the neck. Okay, let's bend both legs again. Let's see if we can get the chest even closer towards the thighs. And then sink the heels down as we hold the pose. Enjoy the stretch. Okay, we're coming into 3-legged dog this time. The little drill, knee to nose. Starting with the right leg. So we're going to take the right leg high on a deep breath. Reach up with that right leg, come onto the ball of the left foot, push into the mat, the chest gets close to that thigh. Keep your right leg there, let's sink left heel down. Now take a bend in that right leg, so you're dropping your foot towards the bottom. We're going to do this nice and slow, so next time you breathe out, we're taking that right knee towards your right elbow, so slowly coming across. How does that feel? Let's take it back to 3-legged dog. Breathe in. Next, out breath. It's a bend of the leg. We're taking that knee to the nose. Breathe in. 3-legged dog. This time we're taking the knee to opposite elbow. So bend in the leg. As you breathe out, draw that knee across, nice and slow and smooth. To 3-legged dog and release. Quite strong. Just pause here in your downward facing dog, or if you need to, take a child's pose just to release the shoulders before we do the other side. Let's meet back in our downward facing dog. Left leg this time. So in breath, left leg goes high. We're coming into this 3-legged dog. Reach up, push chest close to thigh, and then sink the heel down. Let's take a bend in that left leg. Next out breath is left knee to left elbow, nice and slow and smooth, you're in control. Breathe in, 3-legged dog. Breathe out, bend that leg, draw your knee to your nose, so in the center. Breathe in, extend. And the next out breath, and the leg, you're taking your knee to your right elbow. Lovely. And 3-legged dog. Release. Lower the knees. Let's all take a child's pose to release the shoulders, release the wrists. Maybe just close the eyes here. Take the focus back within, back to your breath. Noticing how you're feeling as we're very much warming up now. How are the wrists? How are the shoulders? 2 more breaths here. I'm going to come back to all fours. So we're coming into full plank, into a side plank. We've not done many of these in our Tuesday morning sessions. There is a modified version, so I'll just quickly demonstrate what we'll be doing, and then I'll demonstrate the modification. So we'll be coming back into our full plank, like we've already practiced this morning, and then flipping onto our side, so the foot can be in front or stacked, and then reaching up to the ceiling. And then we'll come back to the centre and do that other side.
If that isn't for you this morning, we'll do it from all fours. So from your all fours position, you'll flip over to one side, back to the centre, and then on the other side. Okay? So we'll all be starting in this all fours position. Set your tabletop. And decide whether or not you're coming back into your full plank pose. If you're in your full plank, your spine is long, stretching from tailbone to crown of head. Engage the core, engage the muscles of the legs. We're going to flip onto the right side first. So resting on the outside edge of your right foot, stack left foot on top, and reach your left hand up towards the ceiling. So both arms make one strong straight line. Push into the mat right hand. Can you lift your right hip away from the mat even more? For 3, for 2, for 1. Come back to centre, back to your full plank pose. Reset your plank, feel strong, find your breath. Let's flip on to the left side. Reaching up to the ceiling right hand. Let's lift the hips, gazing upwards. For 3, for 2, for 1. Release that to your full plank. Release the knees. Another well-deserved child's pose. Well done, everyone. How are you all feeling? Shake out the hands if you need to. It's strong on the wrist today. Okay, we're going to start to make our way up. Do a few standing poses before we come back to Rockstar. Let's come to our tabletop position. Tap the toes, push up, downward facing dog. Start pedaling the heels up and down. So you can either walk your feet now all the way to the hands. We're coming to dangling pose. Or if you want to do a little jump, soften the knees, take your gaze between the thumbs, really push into the mat so your sort of bottom goes all bouncy. And then 1 or 2 big jumps, feet to hands. Let's take hold of the elbows and let the upper body just hang nice and loose. Knees are soft, neck soft. Focus with your breath. You're nice and loose and free. Let's keep holding onto the elbows. We're coming up now. We're going to come up into upward facing mountain and then take a side stretch. So next, in breath, slowly rolling up, keeping the chin in towards the chest. As you come to an upright position, take the arms alongside the ears. I'll come back here to face you. And then reach up to the ceiling with your fingertips. Push down into the mat with your feet as you reach up fingertips. Reach up, reach back. And release. Release the arms along your sides. Next in breath, taking both arms up. Left hand catches hold of right wrist. We're going to reach up first, so pull that hand up and then pull over to the left. Really push into your right foot, push out with your right hip as you pull back with your right shoulder. Turn your gaze and your chest towards the ceiling. Or nice side stretch or standing crescent moon pose. Let's come to centre. Swap inside, so right hand, left wrist, pull up first. And then on an out breath, pull across. Back with that top shoulder as you push out with your left hip. Enjoying the stretch. And come back to centre. And release. A standing forward fold. We're going to do 3 of these in our standing sequence this morning, so hopefully gradually getting a little bit deeper. So from your mountain pose with your feet hip distance, I'm going to take the hands to the hips. Engage the core. Next, in breath, we're lengthening through the spine. On your next out breath, hinge forward at the hips. You can soften the knees here if you like. Fold forwards. Catch hold of outside edge of ankles or lower legs. And then start to pull your chest close towards your thighs. Maybe you can straighten your legs a little bit more. If your arms are bent, take your elbows out to the side. Sitting bones reaching up to the ceiling, crown of head reaching down to the mat. Try not to let these shoulders come round down by your ears. A couple more breaths here. Engage the core to protect your back. Let's take the hands back to the hips. Next in-breath, come up. Okay, so towards the top of the mat, we're going to return back to this mountain pose. Two poses now, pyramid pose and triangle pose. We did them last week when we were working on poses from a moon salutation, so we're just going to link these two together this week. A slightly different variation of pyramid pose as well. So from mountain, stepping back with your left leg. If you remember, we talked about the toes slightly outwards or facing forward, whatever suits your knees and hips better. This week, we're going to take the hands in reverse press. So here are your options. You can push your hands together with fingertips facing down, or fingertips facing up. And you can take them as high up as your back as you feel comfortable with. So with your hands reverse press, push your feet into the mat, legs strong and straight, cores engaged. Let's take a breath in to lengthen. On your next out breath, hinge forwards at the hips, spine is long. Your gaze is towards the big toe of your right foot. Try and keep the hips level. Push the palms together. Your chest is close to your thigh as you feel comfortable with this morning to get that lovely stretch. Let's take one more breath here. And then next in-breath, come up. Nice, okay. We're going to keep the right leg as it is. Upper body, quarter of a turn to the left. So let's adjust that left foot now. And then fly the hands out to the side, shoulder height. So reaching from one finger to the next, we're coming into triangle pose. Take your gaze towards middle finger, right hand. Let's reach out as far to the right side as we can. And then lower your right on the inside of your right shin as you reach up to the ceiling with your left. So again, you've got this one strong straight line with both arms. Nice stretch from left armpit to left hip. Pausing in your triangle pose, Trikonasana, for 3, for 2, for 1. Keeping the arms as they are, let's come back up. Take your hands to your hips and let's step back to the top of the mat, returning back to your mountain pose. Nice. Let's take that opposite side. Pyramid pose. So hands reverse prayer, whichever version suiting you better. Another alternative I forgot to mention, you can hold on to elbows or wrists behind your back if you prefer. Right leg comes back. Engage the muscles of your legs, engage the core. Let's take a breath in here. And as you breathe out, fold forwards. Sending sitting bones back, crown of the head forwards to keep that length. Your gaze is towards the big toe of your left foot. Two more breaths. Breathing in to come up. Let's adjust that right foot as we turn upper body, quarter of a turn to the right. Flying the arms out to the side, shoulder height, taking gaze, middle finger, left side. Triangle pose, let's reach out as far as we can to the left. And as you lower the left, raise the right. So just push this hand onto the inside of your shin. It's not about how low you go, it's about getting this nice stretch down the right side of the body. Gaze is upwards. Two more breaths here. And coming up, keep the arms as they are. Lovely. Take your hands to your hips. Let's step back to the top of our mat, back to mountain pose. Another forward fold, possibly come in a bit deeper this time. This time we're going to come into upward facing mountain first. So breathe in, reach your arms up towards the ceiling. As you breathe out, soften the knees, hinge forward at the hips, and either take hold of ankles like we did before, or this time catch hold of your big toes with your middle and index finger. We're going to send the sitting bones high as we pull the crown of the head low, pushing the backs of the knees to the wall behind you, your elbows out to the side. And then after your next out breath, snap your belly button back towards your spine. See if you can hollow out your tummy to get a little bit deeper into your forward fold. You can gaze between your legs, or you can even gaze towards your big toe. See what's suiting you best this morning. 2 more breaths here. Okay, let's soften the knees, take the hands back to the hips. Next, in breath, coming up. Out breath, release. Fabulous. Okay, we're going to step wide on our mat, warrior 2 pose and a variation of side angle pose. We've had a session where we worked on side angle pose. So it'll be nice and wide. We're going to turn the right foot towards the short edge of your mat. Take a nice deep bend in that right leg. So you're sort of aiming to have your knees stacked above the ankle here. Try not to let the knee fall in or fall out. Your hips and your chest towards that right edge of your mat. Take the arms out to the side. You're turning to face the middle finger of your right hand. Really reaching out with the hands that sink a bit lower with the hips. 2 more breaths in your warrior 2 pose. Let's take it into our version of side angle. We're going to release that right elbow to right thigh as you reach up to the ceiling left hand. So this left hand today is going to stay here. Can you sink into the hips a little bit more? You might want to keep the elbow on your thigh, or you might want to take that right hand down to the mat. So again, you've got this strong straight line with both arms. Easing upwards towards your raised hand. For 3, for 2, for 1. Power through the legs as we come back up, warrior 2. Hands to hips. Let's change side. So right foot comes in, left foot turns out. Bend in that left leg. Arms out to the side, sink low, and turn to face middle finger left side. Really reaching out, sinking low. Warrior 2 pose. Feel strong, feel focused. Let's take it into our version of side angle. Elbow to thigh as we reach up, right hand. Sink the hips a little bit lower. And either keep your left elbow here. Take that hand down towards the mat. Got this lovely opening in the front of the body. Nice stretch down the side. For 3. For 2. For 1, push into the feet, come back up, warrior 2. Let's take the hands to the hips. And adjusting of the feet, we're going to step back to the top of the mat and return back to our mountain pose. How are we feeling? We've got one more standing sequence, little standing sequence before we come down. We'll take a forward fold before we do it, maybe a bit deeper this time. Feet hip distance. Let's take the hands to the hips. A breath in to lengthen. On an out breath, fold forwards. Again, you have the option to catch hold of your ankles, option to catch hold of big toes, or maybe this time you want to take your hands underneath your feet, so backs of the hands on the floor, soles of feet to palms of hands. And just as we've practiced previously, legs are straight, sitting bones up, crown down, elbows out to the side. Focus with your breath. For 3, 2, for 1. Release with care. Let's take the hands back to the hips. Breathe in to come up. High crescent lunge in into a variation of revolve side angle pose. So left leg comes back, really nice big step back this time. Deep bend in your right leg, pushing that back heel down towards the mat. So feel strong, feel steady. Let's send the fingertips up towards the ceiling. And as you reach up, fingertips sink a bit lower with the hips and pull the shoulder blades down your back. Gaze is upwards. Maybe bring your palms together to touch now. See how that feels, a little bit stronger on the shoulders. And we're going to bring the palms together in front of your heart centre. Breath in here to lengthen and prepare. And a breath out to fold forwards. Now it may be this morning you want to keep it here, or it may be that you want to add the twist. See how we go. Can you take that left elbow and hook it over your right knee? So you pull it back, right shoulder. Gaze is upwards. Palms touching, or for a variation, you can send right hand high, left hand low. See how that feels. For 3, for 2, for 1. If you had the hands apart, let's bring them back together to the chest. Release the twist. Power through the legs to come back up. One big step to the top of the mat, mountain pose, release the hands. Maybe walk it out, quite strong. We're going to repeat that left side. From your mountain pose, step back, right leg. Your high crescent lunge, so front leg bent, back leg straight, sink the hips low, reach the hands high. Gaze is upwards, feel this lovely lift in the chest. For 3, for 2, for 1, bring the palms together. Draw the palms together to heart centre. So breath in to lengthen. So breath out to fold forwards. Option 1, keep it here. Option 2, add the twist, right elbow, left knee. Option 3, open the hands, left hand high, right hand low. For 3, for 2, for 1, hands back together, heart centre, release the twist. We're coming up. We're going to step the back foot to the front. Release the hands. And walk it out. Right, we're going to come down now. We're going to come down onto the floor. I think we'll come down with that sun salutation we practiced 3 or 4 weeks ago. Let's return to our mountain pose. We're going to take a breath in and reach up towards the ceiling, upward facing mountain. Breath out to fold forwards. Take your hands to the floor. So, we might need to take a bit of a bend in the legs here, that's fine. We're going to step back into a low lunge. Let's go back left leg first. Pausing here. It's a bit like your high crescent lunge, but obviously your hands are in contact with the floor. Pause for a couple of breaths. We're going to step left leg back to the front. We're going to do that low lunge opposite side. So let's go. Left leg comes to the top of the mat. Let's take the right leg back. Low lunge opposite side. 2 breaths here. Now we're going to come back into our downward facing dog. So with 1 big step, left leg goes back to join the right. Some yeses and nos with the head if you feel a bit of tension's crept into the neck. Pedal the heels up and down to release the legs. Let's lower the knees and just take a little child's pose before we move on to our final pose, our rock star. Are we all feeling good? Definitely warmed up. Okay, I think I'll just demonstrate this before we move on. So, it's from downward facing dog. I think I'll demonstrate it with my left leg. So just as we did before, we'll come into this 3-legged dog. And just as we did earlier on, it's a bend of that left leg. And we'll work with breath, so knee to elbow, we'll do it slower than this. Knee to nose and knee to opposite elbow. But when you get to the opposite elbow, we're going to hover. Then we're going to send that foot through. Then we're going to flip onto our side, reach up to the ceiling. We've come into rock star pose. Okay, have we got that? So, let's come to our tabletop. Knees underneath your hips, your wrists underneath your shoulders. And we're going to turn the toes, we're pushing up into our downward facing dog. Right leg goes first. Next, in breath, sweeping right leg high. Really reach up like we did in the prep. Then take a bend in that right leg. Our little drill first. Out breath, right knee, right elbow. In breath, three-legged dog. Out breath, knee to nose. In breath, three-legged dog. Out breath, right knee, left elbow, hover. Let's straighten that right leg, so send the foot through. Flip onto your right side as you take your left hand up towards the ceiling. So again, both arms in this one strong straight line, your gaze is upwards. Really enjoy the stretch as you reach up, reach out, rock star. For 3, for 2, for 1. Let's release that left hand. Take right leg back towards the ceiling, three-legged dog. And release. Pedal it out. Do we need to just lower the knees? Stretch it out. And then come back up. Let's do that left side. Tabletop. Turn the toes. Sharp downward facing dog. Let's go left side then. So breathe in, sweep the left leg high. Breathe out, bend that leg, left knee, left elbow. Breathe in, three-legged dog. Breathe out, knee center. Breathe in, three-legged dog. Breathe out, left knee, right elbow, hover. Then flick that foot through. As you flip onto your left side, reach up to the ceiling, right hand. Really reach and stretch, enjoy the pose. And release that right hand. Take left leg out, reach up to the ceiling one more time, three-legged dog. And release. Pedal it out. Lower the knees and release. Not quite finished, I'm afraid. We're going to go one more time. We'll miss out the drill, we'll miss out the knee to nose and knee to elbow bit, but we're going to add a wild thing. So I'll just demonstrate this while you're catching your breath. So it's a three-legged dog. And then we'll bend the leg, take knee to opposite elbow, send it through. Come back to our wild thing. Back to three-legged dog. And then it's a bend of the leg, if you remember from a couple of weeks ago. And then you're taking that foot over to the opposite side and reaching up. So rock star into wild thing for our grand finale. Let's go. Tabletop position. Turn the toes, lift up, downward facing dog. Right leg first, so breathing, sweep up high, three-legged dog. Let's take a bend in that leg, right knee, left elbow. Send the foot through, come into your rock star pause here. Release that left hand, take right leg back high. Then bend that right leg again. Right foot over to the left side. As you reach up to the ceiling, right hand, wild thing. Woo. Let's release. Back to your downward facing dog. Let's walk it out. Same again, left side. Let's go, breathe in. Take a bend in that left leg. Take your left knee, right elbow. Flick that foot through as you come up into your rock star. And pause. And release. Left leg goes high. Let's take a bend. Take that foot over to the side. Take your wild thing, stretch
stretch it out, enjoy, and release. Woo-hoo. Lower the knees, I'm warm this morning. Let's finish our session with the pose we started with, a nice child's pose. So you can either have the arms outstretched, you can hold on to your elbows, or you can stack your fists, resting your forehead. Close your eyes. Take your focus within, take your focus to your breath. Whew. Starting to allow a slowing down of your heart rate, of your breath. Ooh. Well done everyone, hope you enjoyed that. That wasn't a request, that was one I wanted to do this week, so remember you can always, send me in any requests. So no Zoom on Thursday, again I'll be doing Facebook Live, again at 9:30, so for those of you that can't make the Facebook Live sessions, I've been putting the videos onto YouTube so you can do them at any time that suits you. Okay, thank you so much for joining me everyone. Bye bye, see you all Thursday. Thank you, have a nice day. Bye, bye.